After the resignation of Conservative Prime Minister Stanley Baldwin in 1937, the Chancellor of the Exchequer, Neville Chamberlain, succeeded him. Chamberlain was immediately confronted with the rise of Nazi Germany and pursued a policy of appeasement, which was basically to avoid fighting Germany to make time for rearming Britain and France. This culminated in the beginning of World War II when Germany invaded Poland in 1939. Despite Poland falling, Chamberlain stayed on as Prime Minister. That was until Britain and France failed to save Norway from the German invasion. So on the 10th of May 1940, Winston Churchill, the First Lord of the Admiralty, who was the political head of the British Royal Navy, became Prime Minister. Despite Germany and the Axis winning victories at the start of the war, the new Prime Minister's attitude was adamant on fighting long and hard, whatever the cost may be. With the Soviet Union and United States joining in the war, victory in Europe was achieved on the 8th of May 1945. Clement Attlee and his Labour Party left the wartime coalition government. This triggered the first general election in 10 years. The election campaign's main focus was on the rebuilding of Britain after the war. The Conservatives promised a national health service and rebuilding the destroyed infrastructure. Apart from these promises, the Conservatives mostly focused on Churchill during the campaign, due to his leadership during the war. Labour, being the left-wing party in Britain, also proposed a national health service and rebuilding Britain's infrastructure, but also a national housing plan, full employment, especially for returning soldiers, and nationalisation of key industries. The results of the election were a Labour landslide, with the victors gaining 48% of the vote, with 393 seats in the House of Commons. Churchill's Conservatives won only 36% of the vote, with 197 seats. The Liberal Party under Archibald Sinclair only had 9% of the vote, with 12 seats, while the National Liberal Party under Ernest Brown had only 3% of the vote, with 11 seats. The main reason for the Labour Party victory was a desire for change in the new world that emerged from World War II, and Labour's progressive policies were seen as the best plan for the future. I wonder how Clement Attlee's premiership will go. This is the first episode of every single UK election from 1801 until just yesterday. But I started with 1945 due to the similarities to yesterday's elections. Plus, 1945 always gets the views, and I want to get to these. So we start 1945. Obviously, inspiration, Mr. Beat and his American President series. There's also small channels who do similar, who do the exact same thing but other countries. Worley does New Zealand. Jacob M does Canada. There's Mr. M who has an Australian election series. There's even Elections Israel, but there's no UK one. So, comment down below 1801 or 1950.